All right. Good evening, everyone. Here we go live again with Elon Markets. A very good evening to each and every one of you. I hope you are able to see me and hear me clearly. It's probably going to turn out to be quite an eventful day for the entire team of Elon Markets. Less than 100 subscriptions, and the channel will hit 1 million subscribers. Of course, because of the consistency of the quality of the work, the followers, the subscribers have really benefited. So I strongly request and suggest, if you really like the content that is put out periodically, regularly from the House of Elon Markets, I would strongly suggest let's make 1 million subscribers happen by tonight midnight. All right, now it's Monday evening, 6 p.m. That's wherein I kick in and we'll quickly talk about the markets, what happened today, what may happen over the next 4 days, what's in store, and towards the end, I'll, of course, take up a few of the doubts and questions, right? So, nothing more than the fact that I love to share the charts and discuss the markets with you. So, here I go. And I will also drag this page on my right hand side screen so that I'm also able to see your questions. Right now, quick confirmations. Guys, are you able to see my screen? And are you also able to hear me clearly or not? Is that fine? All right, chaliye. So let's take a quick look at what happened with the market today, what's been happening since we last discussed last Monday. I have one word in which I discuss this kind of a market situation scenario, full of drama, right? So let's start with the Nifty first. If I take you to the Nifty spot, then and I have the weekly, daily, 125-minute time frame on my usual. I track the Heikin-Ashi charts. So the drama began last Friday, when the market managed to hold on to the recent gains and hit a new life high, Nifty spot, new life high. And it slipped the very same day with a fierce sell off towards the afternoon. It created a range, a bar, which is generally a very wide range beyond the two standard deviation on the ADR calculations. Today, it kind of consolidated with just a 33 points negative move. So yet again, we see the index reaching an all-time high, teasing the all-time high and reacting almost immediately. If you remember in the weekly charts, we had seen this multiple times in the past. We had sharp reactions, but the index never really fell below those levels. So, what kind of a situation are we in right now? Are we looking for a follow through weakness towards the 21,800 mark? Or is it just a small little corrective move and we'll be scaling above the 22,800 soon? It's not easy to anticipate with a higher degree of certainty what will happen, but we can kind of anticipate. It's a mixed situation. It's not an easy situation. Important fact number one, the weekly charts continues to create a slant divergence with its momentum readings. In short, it means that the higher time frame is slowing down. And this slowdown on the higher time frame is creating all this drama that we've been experiencing in the daily time frame. Huge sharp oscillations. And so, going by the recent price behavior, it will not be a surprise if you see the index breaking below Friday's low and if this move extends further down. It's possible. We should be prepared for that. Is it a bearish setup? Is it a bearish market? Is it surely the index will come down? No. In fact, it's a bullish market, which is predominantly going through a wild time. So levels, of course, Friday's low and Friday's high. It's been a huge bar within which the index stayed in today's trade. And it will be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Does it break below Friday's low or break above today's high. This is today's high. What I have sensed over the last quarter or so, 2 months, yeah, or so, is the index, the overall markets have gone extremely picky, stock specific market. Themes are lasting for a day, 2 or 3 maximum. If OMCs are moving, they're moving for 3, 4 days and it sharply reacts. That's what we saw in the OMCs today. If PFC REC just blasts off the roof, then equally sharp reaction comes with an 8 to 9% correction. So this drama, these wild swings, they make life difficult for a short-term trader. It's not easy. Investor, of course, will need a little bit of a more patience, but it's not easy. We need to time the market better. Now, in today's trade, the index Nifty, benchmark Nifty was down just 33 points. And the broader markets, on the other hand, the small cap and mid caps were relatively more weaker. You can see that the small cap was down 1%. But honestly, none of these charts, if I take a look at specifically small cap, it's not really a bearish chart. It's just an extremely strong, stretched uptrending chart, which has just gone through a sharp corrective move. So there's nothing bearish on these charts as of now. So we should consider them as a customary sell-off and not get too carried away by shorting. Amongst the sectors, a thematic sell-off that we noticed is the PSU Bank. And yes, PNB, Bank of Baroda, SBI, most of them, all of them came down. Recently, they had given a beautiful breakout. And ye us breakout ka throwback hai. It's just throwing its back. It's a very common phenomenon in technical analysis, especially when you notice breakouts on your charts. वो वापस उस लेवल को टेस्ट करने एक बार आता है. It does come back. If it slips below that level, then this breakout is a failure. Then it will open up on the downside. Or else if it doesn't, and these previous breakout levels hold, then upsides, significant upsides open up, which is good news. Again, Bank Nifty, this is the CNX PSU bank chart. My worry is most of the weekly charts are showing these kind of signs of slowdown. These are slant divergences with momentum indicator. मतलब slowdown है, I will probably get a bearish pullback setup, और जब तक I'll take the trade, वो pullback खत्म हो जाता है, the market goes up. Means timing the market is crucial at this juncture. Not only entry, even exit. These are not easy times. If you're a trader and you've just started to participate in the market and it's been just few months or max a year, I am fairly certain you'll find it difficult in these conditions. It's not easy. The best thing to do in these conditions is stick to lesser trades wherein you have the highest conviction. Try not to chase upside breakouts because they will be prone for failures. Try to take trades wherein you have a higher degree of certainty based on your readings. Now, quickly going back to the sectoral behaviors, coming down from the PSU banks to consumer durables, again, most of these charts will be bullish charts going through a corrective mode. Energy also slowed down, followed by metals, finance, auto. Amongst the finance, now amongst the banking names, the PSU stocks, the CNX PSU bank, as you can see, was down almost 3.6%. But if you take a look at the Nifty private bank, it was up almost 0.5%. Right now, within these private sector banks, I am paying a little bit of extra importance, attention to none other than HDFC Bank. I love the way the HDFC Bank has kind of contracted over the last 3 weeks. I love these kind of contraction readings. They generally tell me that soon the stock is likely to give us a sharp move. What is the definition of a sharp move? According to my experience, 3 to 5 one-way movement. It's going to be on the upside or on the downside. Now, that's where the trick is. Based on the weekly chart, my sense is that on the upside, based on the weekly chart. It just needs to deal with a very, very strong resistance it's dealing with right now. This is a make or break. HDFC Bank is a make or break. Stock enjoys a very good weightage amongst the banking names and in the Nifty also. So a good move, I don't know whether it will really be a positive move or not, but if a good positive move comes in HDFC Bank soon, that will definitely help the Bank Nifty. That will definitely help the Nifty also indirectly. But let's see. What I would suggest, what I would request is if you do like to trade short term trades and there is HDFC Bank in your watch list, then keep an alert on HDFC Bank's Friday's lows and Friday's high. My opinion, the way I'm reading this is the stock needs to break beyond either of these levels. Now, because my weekly chart is giving me a possibility of a bullish breakout, I need to lay down some rules based on which I will confirm it's a bullish breakout. So, rule number one, it needs to go beyond Friday's high. That will qualify as a breakout. Rule number two, it's better if it closes above this breakout level. The close should be somewhere in this zone. It should not be a breakout and then a failure, a slippage. Then wo fasa dega, then it will be a breakout failure. So two things I would love to see. The directional expectation is on the upside. Level Friday's high first. Confirmation a close above that particular high. On the flip side, the overall market conditions are not that healthy. And in this kind of a situation, when the daily chart is not really well positioned, we can have a opening up on the downside also. I'm not completely negating this possibility. And so same rules I'll apply here. Number one, slip below Friday's low and a close below Friday's low, somewhere in this region. Then definitely this chart opens up as a prospective, a stock which can come down. But which way will I be looking for the trade? If either of the move shapes up this week, and it's very likely it will happen this week itself, I'm more interested to play the upside than the downside. The reason of this is my weekly charts are improving. My weekly momentum is improving. My weekly trend is improving. And so I do not want to go against my weekly positive readings, right? If you see my weekly readings, my trend, my momentum readings are improving. And so I don't want to go beyond, or should I say, I don't want to go against them. So HDFC is one such stock. You can also keep an eye on few of the cement names like Ambuja, Ultrachem. They can give a move. Now, another thematic behavior which I observed in today's market early morning, I'll share that quickly with you. And then I'll quickly take up some questions. I can see a couple of questions already being placed in the chat box. That is the CNX IT. I'm not too sure if last Monday when we met, I'm not too sure if we had discussed this. The CNX IT on the weekly time frame is knocking some important levels. And I find these levels from the highs of September 23. This one. Typical technical analysis principle of polarity is if we had a proper resistance in the past, and if stocks, if that chart or that stock had given a successful breakout, and then in the future, if eventually prices comes down, then you can expect slowdown of the selling. In other words, you can expect some support from the previous highs. In other words, previous high changes role to become prospective lows. Prospective. All right, some trend line drawing also kind of confluences in this area. So IT down, beaten down quite a bit now. If we take a look at the info line and I drop from the recent high to the current lows, it's around 15% down. I don't know if you're able to see this. It'll be too small. Let me blow it out for you. It's around 15% down. It's around 15% down in 10 weeks. This is the weekly chart of CNXIT in this entire sell-off. So this weekly chart is at a level which may offer some support. Now, if we take a look at the weekly chart a little bit more, then we can see that yes, the index, the overall index had been knocking some important levels up here. So it is correcting. The last correction was this, and a big sell-off like this. Okay, let's see what happens this time. But important zone to figure out, to kind of gauge how important is this zone, All that I will do is kind of select it, and I would, like to drag it to the left of my chart. I would like to drag it like this. I would like to drag it to the left of the chart as much as I can. And then I would like to check in the past, did these levels, did they act as any resistance or support? Well, I can see something very interesting, and that is it did act as a support here. This was a breakdown. Eventually, when it went up, it did act as a resistance. Then, when the final breakout came, now the $1,000,000 question, will it again act as a support or not? So it's not a bad level. Bottom line, long story short, it is not a bad level. I would also take one step further and go and take a look at the monthly chart. I'm looking at something which I'll not be able to express and explain in a small YouTube live like this. But the reason I took a look at the monthly chart with you right now is how good is this level? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it has the potential to give us a short-term bounce back. This will take me to the daily chart, and then the same levels are plotted here. I've just changed the weekly to daily, and then I have to find some reversal, signs of reversal. So I'm using a short-term super trend, and super trend can reverse and give me some signs. You can use a MACD, you can use anything, you can use candlestick charts, which will give you reversal readings and all. Those things can be done. But bottom line, keep an eye on the IT stocks. Can you tell me one IT stock which really did good today on the upside, right from the beginning of the day's trade? Those who have been tracking the markets closely, did you notice one particular stock which was kind of leading this gain, early signs of gain? And that's TCS. Now, it's always good to see leadership coming in from big blue chips or decent companies, TCS and Infosys. If they lead, it's good. So before I move on to take few of your questions, is IT a buy here? No. Is IT a short here? Definitely no, because it's at a pretty decent support. Are there any stocks which has given a buy signal or a sign of reversal within the IT? That's exactly what you have to do. Keep an eye on TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Wipro, Tech Mahindra. Then you can keep an eye on the Coforges and the Persistence and the LTIM, LTSS kind of names. But definitely Infosys, TCS, HCL Tech. Definitely. And expect a short-term bounce back. The problem which arises in these kind of anticipation is timing the bounce back. So keep an eye. We will meet again next Monday, and then I can extend this discussion further if in the next 4 to 5 days, if we get any kind of movement from any of these IT heavyweights. What surprises me was reality. Last Monday, if you remember, and if you had joined me last Monday, I was looking at a very, very what's the right word? A very, very small, minute, subtle is the right word. I was looking at a very subtle sign of reversal only below these levels, close to 950 on the CNX reality. Would have called that, oh, the breakout is likely to fail, and I would expect some reversal on the reality. It's never happened. It just keeps on going up, keeps on extending itself further up. It means this entire zone of reality surprises me. The way it fell and the way it bounced back, it's not easy to catch these moves all the time. So nevertheless, I'm looking for some movement in the IT. I'm looking for especially HDFC banks amongst the major banking stocks to play some role. Let's see. The only caveat to this entire situation is the overall Nifty. The overall Nifty is not looking that great. It's okay. So time will tell us whether we get any kind of a decent move this week or not. Chaliye, let me quickly take a look at your questions. Abhishek Sharma, do you practice RS concept just like Vivek sir? I look at RS from a slightly different lens. RS can be seen through the concept, through the indicator, and the concept of RS can be seen from the indicator of RS itself, a 21 period, 55 period RS, relative strength. One can look at ratio charts to figure out RS, the concept of RS, and then something unique which is called RRG graphs, Abhishek. Now, I don't know if you have ever seen any of my market analysis, the weekly analysis which I share in my YouTube channel. I tend to, these are, let me find it for you. These are weekend sessions which I record during our classes. And let me just share one with you. Let me show you. So the way I look at RS is through the lens of RRG graphs. Now, this is my personal YouTube channel. And if you scroll down somewhere down here, you will find Indian financial market analysis. So I do this every Saturday. And the last one, or any of them, only the last one will make maximum sense to you. If you go through any of these videos, you will find that I use something called RRG graphs. And that's how I try to figure out RS. So I do look at RS, not daily, weekly, and through the lens of RRG graphs. Can it be done through RS indicator? Can it be done through ratio charts? Yes. In fact, you can use ratio charts also. The last webinar I think I took with Elon Markets was a full-blown couple of hours of webinar discussion on ratio charts. You might find it interesting. Give it a shot. How can we continue trading? Okay, this is Mrityunjay. How can we continue trading after multiple stop losses? You need to have a system in place. How much risk I am taking per trade. If my trades go wrong one after the other, if I'm taking 1% risk per trade and I'm down, let's say 5 trades, I'm down 5%. What am I going to do on my 6th trade? Am I going to take the same 1%? Am I going to reduce it to 0.75%? So you need to have a system in place. And the objective of this system is not to make money. The objective of this system is to protect your capital, keep you in the game, so that when the storm settles, you are back to a proper trading, profits. The problem lies is everyone designs or tries to design a trading system, setup, method, and risk management method, keeping only profits in mind. The entire thing should be designed to keep you in the game so that you don't lose your capital. And if, let's say, 5, 6 trades goes wrong, you still survive for the next 5, 6, 10, 20 trades. So you go slow till the tide turns. So you need to have a system in place. This is a question coming in from Ankit, who's asking, what do you think, should we be invested before election results or should we square up our positions? Elections will come and go, newses will come and go, a trader will always trade. Just focus on your positions, have conviction in them, and keep trading. I mean, आज इलेक्शन आ रहा है, 2 दिन बाद कुछ दूसरा आएगा, कुछ इन्फ्लेशन न्यूज आएगा, कोई वॉर न्यूज आएगा. You keep on stopping trade? But yeah, if you have some kind of a big event coming in, like an election, and if you think there is some scope of a surprise, then you can slow down. I will never suggest anyone to square up completely. Nevertheless, Devjit is asking, how much return can we get per annum if you do momentum investing? Good luck, because again, the entire focus of Devjit over here is only return, so it's not going to work. You have to change the mindset. If you trade keeping in mind that you're going to make this much percentage of money and that's why you will trade, sadly, it's not going to work for you. So there's no number to your question, to be honest. And that mindset will also not work. That is also an honest answer. On the other hand, if you shift the mindset by saying that, okay, I have so much lack and I want to start trading or investing, I want to risk so much of my capital, I want to learn and trade with the market, and let's see how much returns I can generate depending on my skills and capacities, capabilities. Let's see, am I a good trader or not? And let's see if the market return gives me any return or not. The problem, Jebjit, with everyone comes in the market, mujhe itna kamana hai, I want to make 40%, 400%, 10,000%, 1,000%, some crazy number. Okay? Please focus on the trading. Let the market take care of the return. Ashish, your opinion on Titan gold prices going down, will it be profit booking or a breakdown? So Titan stock per se was a huge breakdown in today's trade. I hope you have noticed this right from the beginning of the day's trade. It was a big sell-off. It was actually a gap down. Heiken-Ashi charts do not show you gap downs. There was a little minute gap down over here, which led to severe follow-through selling. Now, the stock was anyways in a downtrend for quite some time. It's not a surprise. It was angling down on the weekly chart also. Again, the momentum with which it sold off today is quite sharp, quite steep. If you take a look at the weekly charts, you'll see, oh, there's a high here. Should it hold? Let's see. Let's just wait for some more time. Is it a good time to buy Titan? No. Is it a good time to short? No, you're late. The last opportunity it gave was somewhere here when it was consolidating and creating this pennant kind of a behavior. So Titan needs time. Titan definitely needs time to consolidate the selling. And we have to see in conjunction with the overall markets also. It had a great run up and now it's slowing down. So we need to give Titan some time. We're too early to create a view on Titan right now. Too early. Abhishek Sharma has a longish question, and he says that how so we build conviction on a system that it works, and when there are lots of stocks coming through scanner, what to do in that case, how to filter, as all stock looks good but can invest in also. So again, it's a system, it's a method through which you should follow it. A universe of stocks, for example, I can only take my example. I track and trade the futures, and I have a universe of 108 stocks. I stick within them. Those 108 stocks are broken down in terms of sectors. It looks like this on my screen: auto, financial services, consumer durables, healthcare, IT, metals. So I have some view. If I have, let's say, a bearish view on auto, then I'll open these 9 stocks of auto. I will go slowly each and every of these 9 stocks and try to find any trade. Stick to the quality names. Do not have a huge universe. Have a decent size universe which you can handle. If you have a lot of stocks within which you have to make a choice, the quality of the stocks, the liquidity of the stock, and the range contraction of the stock, these 3 names keep in mind. आपके पास 10 stocks आए हैं in your scanner and you have to take only 3. उन्हीं तीनों को लीजिए जिनका liquidity quality better है. By liquidity quality means a TCS is much liquid than an LTTS or a Coforge. Okay. An ICICI bank will be far better than a Lakshmi Vilas bank or something like that. So go with the quality names where the liquidity is not a problem. Also, उन पे ध्यान दीजिए जो नहीं चले हैं, इन द सेंस जो वीकली चार्ट्स पे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है, इनसाइड बार बना रहा है, रेंज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है. अगर कैंडलस्टिक पार्लेंस में बात करें, इट विल गिव यू समथिंग लाइक अ बुलिश और अ बेरिश हरामी पैटर्न ऑन द वीकली चार्ट. मतलब डेली चार्ट में ब्रेकआउट आ सकता है. सो वैसे करके उसको फिल्टर कीजिए. क्वालिटी, लिक्विडिटी एंड range contraction. These 3 things you can definitely use. Invest India. Okay. Mentorship program के बारे में बताएं please. Can I make career in the market after completing the course? Again, you probably are a young guy or relatively new to the market. Courses give you knowledge, understanding. The career you have to build yourself. The sooner you understand this, it is better. Everyone joins the engineering or the MBBS college to become a doctor, but everyone does not become a really good doctor. Only a good doctor becomes by practicing what he or she has learned. So no matter whatever damn course you join, it's only going to give you concept, techniques, psychological help, some kind of a hand holding, mentoring, but karna to aapko hi padega. You are the one who have to make a career out of that knowledge. Knowledge is everywhere. So you have to extract the best out of it. Is it possible? Yes. Is it easy? Of course, it's not easy. And it's good that it's not easy. It's not that I'm very glad or happy, but the fact that it's not easy makes it challenging. The fact that it's not easy makes it the fact that you need to put in that dedication and discipline, then only the fruits will come. right? And the fruits are brilliant. So the masterclass which I take, the short-term momentum trading masterclass, I think there's a link which I can share with you, which you can get it also towards the end of today's YouTube live. You can take a look at it, you can fill it up, and one of our counselors will get in touch and help you to understand आपको exactly क्या करना चाहिए. Breakout, pullback, anything is fine as long as you know what you're doing. I prefer pullback. I'm not a breakout guy. Option price calculation, Anand, I'll rather pass this question. I'm not an option guy. How can we use 5-minute chart in intraday just like any other time frame, Omkar, just like the way you use any other time frame? Sumit, you have quite a few questions. The same question you've posted 4 times. It's okay. You can just post it once. My issue is I can't cut losses and more than half of the capital is stuck from Feb. First, it is small loss, then big. Please explain how to have stop loss or intraday. This is a psychological thing. Just remember one thing. If you don't know how to cut losses when they're small, if you don't know how to take small losses, ये गारंटी है, मतलब 100% guarantee है that if you cannot cut your losses when they are small, one day you will cut the mother of all losses. 1 or 2 huge loss will not only break your capital, it will break your morale. All those fancy expectations and dreams with which you started trading is going to get wiped out so harshly that you're going to stay away from the market for a very long time. Please understand, in trading, it's not about winning or going right all the time. Of course, we should go right, but we also go wrong. The market also goes right. It's a game of average. It's a game of expectancy. जितना जल्दी आप ये समझेंगे, समझने के बाद भी it is psychologically not easy to exit and book losses. If you have seen, Sumit, that you're not able to do it, अगर आपसे नहीं हो रहा है, तो probably trading is not for you. Everything is not for everyone. Probably trading के लिए जो temperament चाहिए, जो discipline चाहिए, probably आज के तारीख में वो आपके पास नहीं है. हो सकता है little bit of maturity के साथ आ जाए. So if you have thought that trading is only buying and selling and making lots of money, welcome to the reality. ठीक है, but याद रखिएगा, if you can't take small losses, a day will come when you'll take the mother of all loss. You will be devastated. मुझे पिंग कीजिएगा that you are right. Should I exit from stock when I get 10% profit and re-entry when I pull back? Nikul Modi, this is a choice, a decision. Fine. If you think a 10% is you're happy with that, fine. खाली एक चीज है, 10% निकलने के बाद, if it goes another 10%, don't cry, don't whine, don't make a scene out of it, because it was your decision to exit at 10%. So stand by your decision. I will not take any stock specific question right now, Jai Singh. It's better to take generic, especially trading psychology related questions would be really good, because that helps. So NHPC and Mazagao, I'm going to pass predominantly the stock related question. Yeah, that's more or less it. I can see mainly. Oh, yeah. Thank you. The team of Elon Markets have shared the link that I was just talking about. Anyone who's asked me about the mentorship or the masterclass program, this is the one. Take a look at the link, and definitely our counselors will help you. Can you please explain the risk reward criteria? The risk reward criteria A is, see, in the long run, we need to make a more reward vis-a-vis the risk that we're taking. The game of average profit, average loss is with strike rate also. Means if you have time later on, आप एक concept पढ़िए, expectancy. Expectancy is average profit multiplied by the number of winners and divided by average loss multiplied by the number of stocks where you have lost money. So expectancy positive होना चाहिए. ऐसा हो सकता है that your profit is very small, but 90% of your trades are right. ऐसा हो सकता है 50% of your trades are right, but your winners are 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. This is the game, this is the math of trading. बाकी इंडिकेटर, चार्ट, सुपर ट्रेंड, ये वो हाइकेनाशी, ये these are just 20% or even less than 20%. The math is the most important thing, and the math is expectancy. वो आप 90% स्ट्राइक रेट से भी कुछ हद तक कर सकते हैं, बट a sensible thing is even trading setups which go right 50% of the time and go wrong other 50%, still they can make positive expectancy if winners are relatively much larger than the losers. So ये जो risk reward का criteria है, the larger you can extract out of it, the better. It's not easy. लेट्स से आपको ट्रेडिंग करना है, आपने यूट्यूब वीडियो देखा, किसी ने आपको ये वो बहुत कुछ दिखाया, एंड यू गॉट एक्साइटेड एंड यू स्टार्टेड ट्रेडिंग, बट टू फॉलो अ ट्रेड, टू ट्रेंड फॉलो अ पोजीशन एंड मेक 3:1 is not easy. To identify a trade which is going to give you a breakout tomorrow again is not easy. A person builds up, वो बनता है, ट्रेडर धीरे धीरे बनता है, ठीक है. So also, last thing before I take up one more question is ये जो risk reward का expectancy है ना, ये market driven है. For example, सोचिए if we go back to the Nifty chart, ठीक है, and let's say we are doing a discussion somewhere during these weeks. अगर सोचिए एक मंडे शाम को हम लोग इस दरमियान बात कर रहे हैं, let's say what is the market situation? Nice steady uptrend. And let's say we have gone long on any stock, let's say HCL Tech. So is darmiyan, during this kind of a market situation, riding a stock is much more simpler, psychologically easier. But tell me, in this market situation, is it easy to do trend following, to make the most out of risk reward? कि मुझे 3:1, 5:1 ही चाहिए, मिल सकता है, but it's not easy. So if I'm taking a position tomorrow, and if I go long or short in any stock, I will keeping a very very strong look at it all the time, and I will try my best to extract as much out of it. अगर वो 1:1 हो तो भी ठीक है, because this is not the market condition wherein I can just go idle and sit quietly with my position. This is not that kind of market. वो आपने experience किया भी हो, right? So bottom line is positive expectancy. Later on, you can just check on the internet later what is positive expectancy in trading. I'll take one more question. I can see mainly stock specific. How can I deal with FOMO? You have to deal with it yourself, Surjit. It's a completely psychological thing. You have to understand yourself. Okay, one more question. Vivek, I'll pass that power, reality, auto, metals. Everyone has some positions in some sectors. You have to take care of your risk management, please. Okay. I'm just looking for a question which will help us to talk about market trading psychology also. Okay, let's take up last question from Abhishek. Once more. How to build 100% conviction in any stock before buying? Because every time I buy, I have some doubt always. ये हमेशा ही रहेगा. Tell me one thing in your life, Abhishek, that you were 100%, you had 100% conviction. Rarely, barely it happens. And when you have these kind of 100% convictions, then most of the parameters, variables of this 100% is in your hand. I'm going to have my dinner today at 7:30. And I have 100% conviction on that. Because the event के पीछे का जो variables है, वो ज़्यादातर मेरे हाथ में ही है. When it comes to the market, whether Nifty will fall or not, all that you can do is an intelligent guesswork. It's an intelligent, you have to play the game of chance or the game of probability. You should understand and also appreciate big time कि किसी को ये 100% conviction in life and trading कभी नहीं मिल सकता है. And क्योंकि नहीं मिल सकता है, That's the reason you and I can make money. अगर किसी के पास या किसी in some way अगर ये 100% conviction होता, then there would have been no scope to make this kind of money. तो स्टॉक मार्केट में जो अच्छा खासा पैसा बन सकता है या बनता भी है, उसके पीछे का जो मेन रीजन है वो यही है कि किसी के पास 100% कन्विक्शन नहीं है. जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस 50,000 करोड़ पे बैठा है उसके पास भी नहीं है, और आपके पास भी नहीं है, और मेरे पास भी नहीं है. सो इट्स अ गेम ऑफ चांस. देखना ये है हु प्लेज दिस गेम बेटर within your capacity. It can be a 10 lakh portfolio, it can be a 10 crore portfolio, it can be a 50,000 crore portfolio by some AMC who's playing the game of chance better. So don't chase something which doesn't exist. And if it had existed, there would have been no scope of making profits. So you should, and I should be really happy. It is a game of chance. We just have to improve how well we play this game. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, almost 6:45. The idea is that we keep it around 45 minutes every Monday evening when we meet. So let's see whether Friday's low gets... let's see whether Friday's low gets compromised or not, or will it be today's high for the Nifty? And if the Nifty breaks, then which are the stocks and sectors which is taking it down? On the other hand, where are the pockets of strength? We saw that a bit in the PSU banks and the IT and the real estate stocks today. Between real estate, IT, and private sector banks, definitely big time private sector banks and IT matters. They enjoy big weightage. Real estate does not enjoy that kind of weightage. तो चलिए, keep an eye on HDFC Bank. हम next Monday मिलेंगे फिर 6 बजे, and we'll take it forward. Thank you. I hope these sessions are making some sense. Do let me know. I'll take a look at few of your feedbacks. Thank you, everyone. Take care and trade well this week. Good night.